Today on the Tiger Basketball Report, we'll preview Towson's trip through UNCW and the College of Charleston. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Basketball Report starts now. Hello again, fans, and welcome to the Tiger Basketball Report presented by the Green Turtle. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum. Towson, after picking up their first CAA win against James Madison, is on the road for the first time in CAA play to take on the College of Charleston and UNCW. As always, I'm joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Diane Richardson. And Coach, first one, it's in the books. You got your first win. Pick it up against James Madison, and now you got to capture that and take it on the road. And I guess the first question is, how do you capture that kind of performance? I mean, that was the best the team looked against arguably your toughest opponent so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now you need to, how do you bottle that up and take it with you on the road?
Well, hopefully they know that they can do it, and then it'll be something that's consistent. So, you know, we're going to watch film again tomorrow, so hopefully they'll get to see themselves doing that all the time.
And you and I have talked about that before, that it's a consistency thing. And how much of it is a mental thing? How much of it is just like almost a muscle memory thing of just getting them to go out there and do it? How do you find that balance of the two?
Well, you know, I think a lot of it is mental. And, you know, we've got to be able to capture that and understand that, man, if we could do this all the time, we'd be okay.
So you start off on the road January 17th against the College of Charleston at 6:30. They're 9-6, 2-2. They picked up a very big win over Drexel in their first CAA game. I think everybody around the league was kind of surprised to see it. What do you see when you look at the Cougars this year?
Well, they're definitely an up-tempo team. They like to press, and, you know, they'll press you from the bus. So they're very active, very athletic, and so they try to put pressure on you and turn you over.
And you said it, you mentioned the turnovers, 21 points a game off of turnovers do the Cougars have, and so, I mean, luckily for you, you have a pretty good point guard in Q Murray and some ball handlers in Mello and Ryan, and Micah takes care of the ball well, and Maya Jones as well. How much do you have to emphasize that you've got to really be, you know, mind your P's and Q's when you take on the Cougars this time?
Well, we've got to be patient, first of all. We can't let them speed us up. And so we've got to be poised and patient with the ball. And like you said, we've got quite a few ball handlers. So, you know, I'm expecting them to take care of the ball.
They also move the ball well, 11 assists a game for them. You said that they're up tempo. I mean, you have a pretty athletic team as well. You've got to be ready to run this game.
Yeah, and you know, we'll see that. We'll see that just like we did probably in yesterday's game, up and down the floor, and that's what we're expecting from College of Charleston.
Latrice Perkins, Deja Ford, Tyler Collins, all averaging in double digits. Latrice Perkins, 5'11", a bit tall, long guard. Luckily, you have a Nakaya that you can kind of scout against and then match up if you want. What does she bring to the table and when she steps on the floor?
Yeah, she's very aggressive. She will, you know, she can shoot the ball. She goes for offensive rebounds, so she likes to get second chance points. But she's very aggressive when it comes to, you know, the ball and getting the ball in the hole as well.
And then 2 days later, you're in Wilmington on January 19th at 2 o'clock to take on the Seahawks for the first time. They're 5-10, also 2-2. They had an overtime loss to Drexel by a point. UNCW, it's a senior team. It's an old team. A lot of seniors on this team. They're experienced, and you should know what to expect from them when you step in. Inside the arena.
Absolutely, and they're an up-tempo team as well. So this weekend is going to be very physical for us and up-tempo. So we've got to be ready.
Two names that I'm used to saying, Gigi Smith, Lacey Suggs, and then actually the list goes on, Timber Tate, Bell, Mariah Crisp. I mean, this is a team that has been together for a while. They know each other very well. It's a lineup. Smith averaging 17 points a game. They can kind of get you from anywhere, though.
Right, absolutely. So they're talented all the way around, and like you said, they've been playing together, and they do share the ball. You know, it's sometimes poetry in motion, so we've got to be prepared for that.
This is always a tough road trip. We hear Coach Scary talk about it as well. It's kind of long. It's
Yes.
a lot of travel. You're sitting a lot. How do you kind of break up the travel and get the girls off their feet and get them kind of doing something, keep their mind off the travel?
That's what we try to do. When we get there, we'll do some kind of team activity so that we're getting loose a little bit. So we look forward to that. It is a long trip, especially the first leg to College of Charleston. So we've got to be able to maintain our physicality and all that stuff too.
And we talked about earlier the consistency and needing to be consistent. You arguably got your best team game, well needed and timely against James Madison. And we talk about James Madison, we talk about the big four for them, their core four. And you have a core four of players as well. And we've talked also about the turning point of the season. Yeah. Do you feel like you've hit that turning point now and this team is now playing the brand of basketball and it kind of all clicked, everything's kind of going upstairs, we're all engines ahead?
Yeah, I think we have. Yesterday the conversation to them was, we're not worried about anybody else, we've got to take care of us. And I think they went out there yesterday and showed that it is about us. It's not about looking at other people's scores and who did what against whoever. We've got to do what we need to do.
All right, the Tigers hit the road, their first game of this road trip, January 17th against the College of Charleston, and then 2 days later against UNCW. To learn how to follow along, head over to TowsonTigers.com. For head coach Diane Richardson, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.